Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Saw this video and oh my gosh, so many topics and subjects that I could get from this one video and the patterns that I kept hearing because so many of these men took advantage and or used and or thought that the woman was so amazing and loyal and precious and bubbly and submissive that she would never leave them. And that's a dangerous place because for a lot of these men, because they thought she would never leave them and because they kept treating the woman so bad, their egos got bigger because, oh, I got away with that. What else can I get away with? Oh, I got away with this. Oh, if I got away with this and this, then I'm going to get away with this as well. And if I think she is almost going to break up with me, I'll just do A, B, and C, or I'll gaslight her to keep her in. And how do I know this? Mr. No Heart did this. And how do I know that he was doing this throughout our relationship? The main reason why I stuck around was because of my disability. I was scared of being alone. I was scared of being single because someone since 10th or 11th grade told me, as long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. And so I knew it was a toxic relationship. And okay, here is some solid advice to people who are watching toxic relationships. Do not tell somebody to wait. Don't tell them to wait. Do not force someone to have to go through the other partner's healing. Because that is one of the other reasons why I was scared of being alone, but I was also scared of leaving the relationship. And then once I left the relationship, then he was going to figure himself out, or he was going to realize that his ego was bigger than any part of his body or bigger than the expectations he has placed on me for making him happy, but the low expectations he had upon himself. And that, like I said, there are so many, because it's really crazy how many men have such high expectations for the woman, but then while they have those high expectations, they're cheating on the woman and misleading the woman, taking from the woman, and or can't keep a solid job, so having to keep borrowing from the woman, and or blaming the woman for their failures, the things they give up at, the things that they will never pursue. But then when the woman pursues it, then they get mad, then they get jealous, and or they tell the woman she has to stop, slow down, or she has to keep it a secret because they don't want everyone around to know that she is in fact pursuing more than him. I've noticed that a lot, especially because I've lived it in a lot of relationships. Because I've shown you guys screenshots from some men. They're like, I know someone that knows you, and he says you're crazy. Yeah, well, I found the person that they know, and that person said I'm crazy because I said I wanted to write and publish my children's books and my novels, and that I wanted to start. Well, my goal was 8 different types of businesses, and they just thought I was a hot mess because they were like, "You need to start looking for a man to have babies with. That's what you need to be concerned with," and just ill. But if you're going to date somebody and you see that red flag of everybody telling you, wait, run. Don't know. Don't wait. Because with okay, I'm going to keep going back to Mr. No Heart. Because with Mr. Lock Key, oh, I was scared of leaving him because he kept threatening that he was going to eliminate himself from the earth. So the psychology and therapy with him is totally different. Whew. And he's a complex subject because near the end of the, like, I kept telling him to go to the doctors. I kept telling him because I kept noticing different things, and e- even when I started to look up stuff, I was just like, huh. I'm seeing some stuff about bipolar that matches up with him, and then schizophrenia, and so it's crazy how he would yell at me, and that's another reason he would tell me he was gonna punch a hole in the wall if I brought it up again. So I dropped it for like a year or two until one day he comes back from the doctors with some medication telling me he's both bipolar and schizophrenic. I was on like, yeah, yeah. I'm not always right, but when I'm right, I'm right. But it's like the thing is, I don't blame. It's like I don't blame that for the situations. He's just a toxic, terrible, selfish idiot. That's what I blame. But it's like on top of being an awful, hateful, deceitful, lying, no good like person, like that mixed in with his, you know, schizophrenia and everything like that. That's when it was just like, who, all like, yeah, no, gotta run from that. And I don't know. It's just with Mr. Lagaki, just like with Mr. No Heart, a lot of people kept telling me, just wait. And see, this is why, okay, I'm getting back to that point. Everyone kept telling me to wait. Everyone kept telling me to wait. They'll get themselves together. They'll figure themselves out. Okay, isn't the point of dating is when you figured yourself out so then you know who you want to pursue or what kind of relationship you want and what kind of path you want to go down together? It's like if he's still figuring himself out, I'm the one dragging ourselves throughout this relationship. I'm exhausted because with Mr. No Heart, his mom kept telling me, well, you're just gonna have to wait. I don't have to, because and that's enough. Like at the end of the relationship, because I remember the last time she told me I had to. Why do I have to? He never has to do anything for me. That's the main lesson I learned from him. He always told me what I needed to do, what I was obligated to do for him. But whenever I needed his help, and one pattern that I saw from the video that yeah, watch the whole thing, watch it a few times, is that a lot of these men kept saying that the woman kept telling him what the issue in the relationship was. They kept voicing it, they kept saying it, they kept telling him. And the guys were just like, blah, blah, I don't care, whatever. You got issues, but you're going to get over it. And you're not going to break up with me. You're not going to give me up. You're not. And then she gave him up. And now so many other men kept admitting that that woman will never be out of their mind again. That was their missed one. Now, when they date another woman, they're always comparing them to her. And that's really sad, upsetting and sad, honestly, because, and I know we are all young, but it's crazy how it's like a lot of men always want to say women are so emotional, women are so this, women are so, and it's just like, well, we're we're emotional enough, and our brains develop faster to the point where we have more empathy, so we won't cheat on you. So we know, like, not to treat you like a not to treat you like just, or not to take advantage. and also to allow you to have emotions. Because sometimes I get tired, like, there have been men that I match with, or men who have asked me out and gave me their number, but I got exhausted and never want to talk to them again because they had no emotion. And then when I would say, well, we can talk about it, you can let it out, whatever. I'm not no girl, I'm not no sissy. What in the world? It's like, that's why it's like, no, that's why I'm never gonna blah, blah, blah. And it's just, oh. But then when I don't want to talk to them again, oh, so you don't want a real man. A real man has all emotions. A real man will be 3D. You're more one dimensional. I need the whole picture and image of a man. I I'm okay with seeing a man cry, especially if something horrific or horrible happened and they need my support and everything. To me, it's letting that out, because a lot of men who don't allow those emotions out, it can turn into anger. And a lot of men who don't know how to let emotions out, then the relationship tatters and breaks apart and everything. That turns into jealousy and anger, and if she's not with me, she can't be with anybody. And that's when, honey, run. Run fast as you can. Because a lot of these men don't know how to let anything else out but anger. Because a lot of society teaches men that in order to be manly, manly means tough. It's even if maybe you're in pain, maybe you're having just an emotional pain or physical, either one. And uh, it's just to the point where, like, his family members kept, like, his youngest sister, just wait, hold on, you're such a great, and everyone, all of them kept saying, you're such a great woman, he really needs you. He might need me, but he doesn't want me. He might need me, but he doesn't desire me. He might need me, but he doesn't need me as a person. He only needs my body. He only needs my car. He only needs my money. He only needs what he is capable or able to take advantage of. He doesn't need me at all. He loves that I'm bubbly and girly and chipper and things like that, because to him that is weakness. It wasn't until the end of our relationship that he realized, no, I'm not weak. I was scared, but I wasn't weak. And I wasn't scared of losing you. I was scared of being alone. Because emotionally, especially throughout my family trauma, when my over and over and over again I'm told that no one is ever going to love me. And no one means anybody, everyone. And I kept having so called friends, fake friends, frenemies, whatever, telling me or saying behind my back that I was lying about my walking situation. Yeah, it's till this day. It is about 5 years after my surgery, and I think either 3.5 or 4.5 years after my diagnosis. And only a handful of people on my Facebook know about my diagnosis, because almost all, like, I don't really have many friends. Those same handful of people, some of them are family, so yeah, yeah, some of those family members aren't really friends. Yes, okay, cousin, if you're hearing this, it's like you could text me to verify if you're one of those or not. Or I'm honest, I don't. I'm at a point where I don't care, because the way that a lot of y'all cousins kind of try to talk about me, yeah. Now, how does it feel? And if I'm not talking about you on this episode, I'll probably get to you in another episode. And yeah, I'm saying that like as a whole, because I have over 200 cousins. So take a number, take a number. Literally, I have over 200. So yeah, hey cousin, hey. But anyway, with a lot of these men, they kept saying that they went back to the woman, or they tried to get back to the woman, and they couldn't believe that the woman was getting over them, that the woman didn't want to deal with them anymore because they have learned their lesson. Because again, I feel like since women's, like, we mature faster, our brains develop faster, and like with a lot of men, they sometimes I feel like they take advantage of them not being mature. Because I've even had men say, "Oh, well, you know, I'm still not mature. You know, my brain is down here. You know, I think with this before, like this brain before that brain." And I'm just like, but you want to call yourself a man. You want to call yourself a man, but you're allowing your lower brain to take over your top brain. And then you get mad when you miss out on the opportunities, or you're mad when women want absolutely nothing to do with you. Because, okay, yeah, we're going to go back to Mr. No Heart. Gonna go, and yeah, I can do so many videos on like the patterns and the things these men were saying. But I kept telling Mr. No Heart what he was doing wrong within our relationship, and the changes that needed to be talked over and stuff, and he just did not care. I kept telling him, call me. Can you call me for a change? Can you like, and then it got to a point where he would stop texting me. And during, like, even oddly enough, I'm talking to my sister last night, and she was just like, those were some of the toughest years of your life. And yes and no. I mean, yeah, because it was traumatizing, because for over 30 years, doctors telling me I was a liar, the pain was in my head, I was just making it up. So then they told my mother this, so then the physical, the more physical, the extreme physical trauma that I will never forget, and that's always, and then I've learned it's like I can't really talk to this about men anymore because they take advantage of that, because my ex, Mr. No Heart, took advantage because he already saw the pain that I was going through with my mother, and so he used that and always used it against me, especially when it came to his daughters. You want me to have a great relationship with my daughters, don't you? You want, like, I don't have enough gas, but you want to make sure I can see him next week, so you're gonna give me gas money, right? Oh, you're gonna go to the oldest one's band concert because she needs your support. Remember, it's like she needs a good mom representative, and their mother is no. And he would just drag his ex-wife too. Oh, she's an awful, terrible human being. She's a bigot. Okay, this isn't all in my opinion, but she is the one that said once Trump was going to be in office during the first term, years and years ago, that she was going to buy me as a slave and whip me until I pass away. Yeah, her. And this was my ex's, or this is my ex's ex-wife. A woman who he kept telling me he hates her, he can't stand her, and so many other things. When when they separated, or in the middle of their divorce, she had to move into a trailer, and he had the nerve to keep calling her trailer trash. And I told him, that's not funny. You should probably stop saying that. And he kept having attitude with me, but then when I said, well, your daughters live in that trailer as well, so if their friends find out, how would you feel if they start calling them trailer trash? And it's like he's still, yeah, let's just. And so I don't know, it's like whenever I would tell him about issues, or whenever I would tell him about how he is being mean, and then I just realized he was mean to her because he loved her so much. I still, in my opinion, he still loves her. He made another Facebook account in order to keep track of her on the Facebook, and he would not be friends with me on Facebook. Yeah, he refused. But then when his mom and family members kept trying to be my friends just to look at my progressive, democratic, liberal postings so that they could try to brainwash me and tell me that I need to listen to Candace Owens, and other disgusting, stupid. ignorant, poorly educated scenarios. And yeah, ridiculous. But I don't know, it's just, I don't like, I'm still trying to digest everything that went on. And the thing is, this fool, this idiot, when I ended the relationship, he tried to blame me for the end of it. When I kept telling him over the years, call me, call me, text me, and just don't call me when you need my car, money, or body. Can you call me? We're in a relationship. Get to know me. But you only want to use me, or you want to take advantage that I'm nice, bubbly, caring, empathetic, and everything like that. But when he decided to not come to my mom's funeral, when he decided not to go to the hospital the day of my major surgery, or to my house after, like, the day I got home, and Super Bowl Sunday, he refused to go, even though he said he didn't have his daughters that week. And then another weekend he promised, and yeah, there's a three-part, I tell the whole story in the three-part series, but it's the video game one. And like, I caught him, and all the times that he lied to me, and I caught him and showed him to his face. But then he got mad and gaslit me for having the proof and the evidence of him lying and deceiving and treating me awful. And then when I wrote the very first draft of my novel, he told me he will only read it if I publish it, but he knew that hurt my feelings. And once I broke up with him, all of a sudden he was like, okay, now I'll read your book, now I'll read your novel. See, and it's men like this that are just disgusting. And I know for a fact that I'm not the one that he missed out on. His ex-wife, he keeps saying that he hated her. I was like, I don't buy that. It's like, you would stop bringing her up. You would stop comparing me to her. See, I am the one after. And he treated me so awful because he missed out on her. He said he was going to break up with her before his ex told him she was pregnant. I don't believe that. She begged to get married, but then I don't know, it's just, after knowing and after seeing all the things he did to me, well, she's a bigot, she's crazy, she's stupid, she's idiotic, she's poorly educated, ignorant, racist. But, and during COVID, like I said, I told him for years the different reasons and ways that he was messing up our relationship, and how I needed someone who supports me the same way I supported him. Because when you forget to pay the gas bill in February in the freezing cold, and so then I'm buying food and finding areas for your daughters to be able to stay warm, when you say you don't have enough money to buy food and stuff for your kids while you're trying to pay off your divorce lawyer, I go and fill up a grocery cart of like $200 worth of groceries, and then your vehicle or no, first it gets towed, and then I'm like, you say my mother won't give me the money, my roommate won't give me the money, no one's gonna give me blah 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 whatever. And so then the vehicle breaks down, and but then, oh, you want my daughters to have a relationship with their grandmother, right? So then borrows my money 2 weekends in a row to go drop them off and pick them up, going to their band concerts. When the oldest one is having issue after issue after issue, he all of a sudden, like, he can't be a parent anymore. He tells me that it's my job. Since I'm a woman, like, this young girl has a mother. Why don't, like, see, you need to talk to the mother. It's like, this is when I first met her. I hardly knew her, and so I'm figuring her out all at, like, and that is cool. And then the youngest one kicking me, telling me she hates me all the time and all this other stuff. But then my ex had the rule, you have to love my daughters, but they don't have to like you. And yes, I understand kids don't have to love anybody and things like that, but it's the extent you would literally allow them to kick me, tear up my stuff, steal my stuff, and everything like that. But then you say that, But at the end of the day, I'm gonna start another episode with the same video. But I know he loves his ex-wife, and I know he will always. She is his missed one. I'm not. She is. And he gets to stay in contact with her because of the children. But I think he's always going to think of her because he made a fake Facebook account in order to be able to see her account still. He never wanted to be friends with me on Facebook. But like sometimes I would go into the room and he would be on Facebook looking at her account. But then he would always say that he hated her and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, you talk about her all the time. You bring her up all the time. You might call her trailer trash and things like that, but then I have to set you straight because I'm like, your daughters live with her in that trailer. So how would you feel if their classmates start calling your daughter's trailer trash? So you may need to slow it down. I can't stand his ex-wife, but thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Women Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.